This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to your Monday edition of the afternoon show here live on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. And we are glad to be here after a great weekend. A lot of great sports to discuss here on the show today. We have a full house. We got a six-stack, of course, myself, Logan Landers. I'll be an analyst here today, joined, of course, by Jay McLovin, Chris, and Tony Gonzalez. Tony's going to be our moderator. And, of course, our great two contributors we have here on the show, Big Glenn and Foxborough Frankie C's. Guys, I am looking forward to today. We got a lot of great stuff to discuss. How we doing?
I'm great.
I just want to know who got Jonathan Taylor's cleats from last night autographed. Hey, whoever got them damn cleats from him, them things are gonna be worth some money because that man ran the hell out of them shoes.
Yeah, you did. We'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Hey guys, let's jump right into it. I'll give the scores real quick from Sunday, and then we'll talk about some NFL football. First up, Indianapolis Colts defeated Atlanta 31-25 in overtime. The New York Jets have now won 2 in a row. They defeated Cleveland yesterday 27-20. New Orleans, a mild upset over Carolina 17-7. New England, big win for them 28-23 over Tampa Bay. Baltimore now won 3 in a row, 27-19 over Minnesota in that game. Miami, a huge upset, destroyed Buffalo 30-13. Chicago outlasted the Giants 24-20. Also got a coach fired. Houston, massive comeback, defeating the Jacksonville 36-29. Seattle 44, Arizona 22. Detroit 44, Washington 22. The Rams 42, San Francisco 26, and the Chargers beat up on Pittsburgh 25-10. Okay, guys, pretty eventful weekend in NFL football. The first game I had down was the Indianapolis Colts defeating Atlanta 31-25 in overtime. Colts had 519 total yards, and Atlanta had 290. Colts had 323 yards rushing. Atlanta had 140. One thing about the Colts that was a negative. They gave up 7 sacks, also had 2 turnovers. They did control the ball 40 minutes of that game. Atlanta had 140 rushing, so had pretty good, did pretty well there, but only had the ball 26 minutes of the game. Taylor, huge day, 244 yards rushing, 42 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, 286 total yards. Daniel Jones, 19 of 26 for 255 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Also had a fumble. So big game, guys. Your thoughts? Let's go to you first, Logan.
Look, third down conversion is what ultimately it came down to, and the Falcons didn't get a single one. I mean, there's not much more to say. They went 0 of 10. Now, look, the Colts didn't do a whole lot better. They were 2 of 12, I believe, from third down. But like you mentioned, Tony, time of possession, they dominated 40 minutes compared to 26 for Atlanta. And it was still somewhat a close game. Because like you mentioned, I think Atlanta's, when you give up 31 points and you have Jonathan Taylor who ran for 240, and you say, well, the defense wasn't too bad. Well, they got 7, like I said, they got 7 sacks. They had a lot of pressure all day, and they it wasn't like they weren't trying. They were putting in some good work there on the defense. The offense, just another week of just ice cold. They just cannot, for whatever reason, Zach Robinson cannot complete the whole deal with this offense. You see glimpses of it. You saw what Drake London did the week prior. We had 3 touchdowns for over 100 yards and looking great there. Bijan Robinson, who is a tremendous back. You don't give him nearly enough carries. I think only caught 1 or 2 passes this whole game, which is not like that. Not like him. Michael Penix, he's still trying to get there. He's had moments, but still just kind of scratching your head. And they fall to 3-6. And I feel like Atlanta, they had this game. They had this game won, but the defense just, like I said, they were just too dog tired. I think at the end of the ball game to hang on a little bit further. And, for the offense, and I think the special teams, too, was a big factor, too. The special teams for Indy was really solid. For Atlanta, they struggled. They couldn't get any tackles on your guys. Y'all were just running through them. I believe Atlanta had 9 missed tackles just on special teams alone. So just a kind of, a pick and choose game. Atlanta kept tight. It was a good ball game overall in Germany at 9:30 a.m. as a kick. But, Daniel Jones, Jay, you were talking a lot in the group chat. A lot of people were. But, between him and, just the rest of the team, they gutted it out. And Jonathan Taylor, I don't know if they've released the, player of the week, but if he doesn't win it, I think it's a little rigged. So that's just my thought.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts?
No, good game. Colts dominated the game. The Colts made that game closer than what it should have been with some self-inflicted mistakes.
Yep.
And without that, pretty much Colts dominated the game. I know some people, they escaped. We were leading the whole game until 6 minutes left in the game. We let them get the lead, and then we ran out and got the lead right back. So Daniel Jones played a good game. Did have that one interception, but that interception to me was more like a punt. It was at the end of the half, trying to force the ball down the field to get a late field goal, and had some miscommunication with the receiver. Lost the one fumble. Did have the ball knocked out of his hands a couple other times. Jonathan Taylor had the ball knocked out of his hands one time, but we were able to recover it. So we got to make sure we're protecting the ball. But Jones had 255 yards passing, and another like 50 yards rushing. So Daniel Jones was really had a pretty good game. Then you add what Jonathan Taylor did with the 286 total yards from scrimmage. If you count his 42 receiving yards that he added in with the 244 rushing yards. Then you had Tyler Warren with 99 yards at tight end position as well. I think Shane Steichen gets too aggressive sometimes. I like that he's aggressive, but you can't. We pass up points too much, and he's done it the last 2 weeks. He done it against Pittsburgh, and he done it against Atlanta. Colts should have had at least 7 more points in the first half. That you won that first drive. You have a chip shot field goal. You pass it up to go for it on 4th and 3 or 4th and 2. Atlanta makes a stop. You get no points. Could have had points there. You miss a field goal. You miss an extra point. You passed up another chance at a field goal. So, I mean, we had opportunities that tack on some points in that first half, and we didn't. And you leave a team around in Atlanta that's not a bad football team. You let them hang around. Hey, then all they got to do is make a couple big plays. Boom, now they have the lead. Where if you take them points in the first half, tack on a few points, you can sometimes smile that momentum. And I think a lot of people forget that Atlanta Falcons have the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. So like their pass defense is good. The way to beat them is going to be to run the ball. And even against the number 1 pass defense, our trash quarterback there, everybody wants to say is trash, still threw for 255 something yards, had over 50 yards receiving. So I guess I'll take trash all day if it leads us to first place in our division and first place in the AFC right now. Tied with New England. So I'll take that all day if that's what trash gives you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, let's go Big Glenn.
Man, I tell you what, I've been looking forward to talking about this since the game yesterday. Jonathan Taylor, man, he was one wild, like freaking Hulkamania, 240 yards, looking good. The only thing I didn't like about the game was the offensive line gave up some sacks. We got to short it up, if we're going to make a playoff run against New England. But yeah, I think this team is going to win the AFC South, which is great because we haven't done that in freaking forever. I think we're going to give Kansas City a run for the money, and I do think that we are going to win in Jacksonville next month. So,
Okay, Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah. I don't think, first of all, hell of a game. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was definitely talking. I was talking smack, but I was really just messing with Gonzo and Tone out. I wasn't really being serious. I was just playing around. I don't want y'all to think I was being serious about that. I was really just kind of playing around. Frankie does it to me all the time, so I was just kind of I guess that's the influence of Frankie has on me sometimes. So I apologize. But no, listen. Here's the thing, guys. Daniel Jones is not trash. Let's just. I don't think he's trash. I think Daniel Jones in this game, though, and I think you guys know this, and this is something you're going to have to correct going in the future. I think you kind of got away with it in Atlanta, but I don't think you get away with it in a tougher team, is that 7 sacks. 3 or 4 sacks, you can use the word some for 3 or 4. When you're getting sacked 7 times, that's a lot.
And that's not all Daniel Jones' fault. It's the offensive line.
And that's my point. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that's my point. I'm saying that I think the offensive line is putting Daniel Jones in some bad spots. 7 times he got put in bad spots. Now, he had 3 fumbles, 2 of them of which were recovered, I believe, by the offensive lineman Pratt and the other guy, I can't remember his name, Bortolini, I think it was, or something like that, Bortolelli, however you say his name. So they got bailed out by that. He did have 1 interception, so he had 4 turnovers, but 2 of the 4 were recovered on those fumbles. So I mean, again, the offensive line was just the biggest thing for me that I thought you guys need to improve on. If you guys can improve that offensive line, you're going to be very, very formidable. I mean, and by the way, can y'all get Pittman the ball a little bit more? You got to get the damn ball 2 times.
That's for your fantasy team, right?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Can we get to it? Tyler Warren. Hey. Salute.
Yep.
But y'all need to get Michael Pittman the damn rock a little bit more. But with that being said, your defense did a great job. You got 3 sacks on them, and I think you guys did really well. You kept Penix to under 200 yards. He had a very pedestrian game. Algier was a bright spot for that offense. He had like 2 touchdowns. And Bijan kind of had a moderate day. When you look at what almost 300 yards, which by the way, he had an 83-yard touchdown, I think was a school or a team record now for you. So Jonathan Taylor is now in the books as the longest touchdown, I believe, from a running back at least. I think it was a great game, but you got to get that offensive line. If you can get that offensive line squared away, you're going to have a good shot. But if they don't, because you can't give up 7 sacks to the Rams or the Eagles or Seattle. I think you're going to get crushed. Yeah, you got away with it, Atlanta. I mean, and by the way, hell of a pass. The one in overtime, I don't know how that dude got in the inbounds, but hell of a pass, man. I mean, hell of a pass. I think Frank or Glenn, Glenn said it was very Brady-like. It was very good clutch pass.
You know what's the funny thing about fantasy is what you need some more yards for Pittman. I'm not sure to feel happy or upset for Gonza because he has Jonathan Taylor in our fantasy league, but I think it's his. Is it your cousin Steve or his brother Steve or whatever?
Man, all I know is I pray to God.
Is my cousin Steve that had
Taylor he has, and they was already talking about banning Jonathan Taylor.
Hey, look, all I know is, hey, ain't nobody taking Gonzo out of first place. I can't see it. The man just played. His team is too damn good. So I'm just praying to God that I can get the 7th or 6th spot, which I don't think is gonna happen. But I need 7th or 6th. I do not want to be in the 8th spot going against Gonzo.
Yeah, so what
I will cry over a bottle of liquor playing Gonzo if I'm in the 8th spot.
Yeah. So what you're saying is you want the spot that I'm in currently. Yeah, there you go, man.
Yes.
Hey, there you go.
Hey,
there we go. There you go. That's for you, Big Glenn. I made that in the last 5 minutes. There you go.
Just real quick,
Hulkamania, brother.
Just real quick, Jonathan Taylor also set the Colts franchise record for touchdowns by a running back, passing Edgerrin James yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good day when you're passing the edge in any kind of all-time stats.
Yep.
Okay, Frankie, your thoughts on the game?
It was a good game, honestly. It really was. Jonathan Taylor went off. The amount of yards that dude got, I don't know if the Falcons were just sleeping on him or what, but the dude had an absolute a ball last early morning, and I honestly think after that he should be in the MVP conversation. We all know that always goes to a quarterback for some odd reason. I think the last non-quarterback to win that award was Adrian Peterson, and that was back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yep.
I think he should definitely be in the conversations. If not, we already know he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. But on the other note, Chris knows, Tony knows, Jay knows. I think Logan knows also. I keep the same energy. All right, I keep the same energy And the hell with Daniel Jones. All right, he ain't do.
Yeah, there it is.
Indiana Jones, baby.
I'm gonna get you that T-shirt for Christmas, Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't like Daniel Jones. I'm never gonna like Daniel Jones. I know Daniel Jones is truly trash. I'm gonna stick by my side and what I say from the very beginning. He will be trash. You guys are just on the high coattails right now of Daniel Jones and not really seeing the bigger picture. All right. And the bigger picture is he's never gonna win you a Lombardi trophy. All right. And I know how you guys are gonna react to it because you're Cincinnati Red fans, and we deal with you guys for 162 games out of the year, and we know what you guys say. Okay. Well, guess what? Daniel Jones got us back to the playoffs. He got us this record, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be successful for next year. Damn it. It's not going to happen, Chris. It's not going to happen, Tony. I just want you guys to truly open your eyes one day and see that Daniel Jones isn't the answer. All right, you guys snuck by this game because of one person and one person only, and his name is not Jones. His name is Taylor, Jonathan Taylor. He's the reason why you guys won that game yesterday. If it wasn't for him, you guys would have been back-to-back losses. We would be in first place of the AFC, and then you guys will finally have your eyes open and be like, wow, Frankie was right this whole time. Daniel Jones is actually terrible. He is garbage. That's right. You put it up, Logan. I love it. Hulkamania, brother. I'm sorry. It's Monday morning. I
don't know though. Hey, Frankie. Hey, look. At the end of the day, man, I don't care who's getting you the win.
I don't even
care. A win is a win, Bubba. And coming from a man who's playing a schedule by a soft as Charmin, come on, man. Come on, Bubba. Now I'll give you the Tampa game. You got the Tampa game, but you also play the Tampa team that's missing some key players. So let's back down on. Oh, you are. Come on.
I'm really waiting for the day where Jay just stopped worrying about Sarman's schedules when your schedule is like not even hard, and yet you're still losing left and right. And don't blame it on your defense. I don't want to hear it. Oh, my defense this, my defense that. Listen, your offense is the one scoring you points. All right. How about your offense? Your offense ain't fully injured like your defense. Your offense ain't getting traded away left and right. I don't want to hear Sarman ultra freaking soft schedule. You lost to the Panthers. Don't talk, all right? Until you get a winning record.
I'll stop talking when you change your name to 3-Ply.
Okay. Well, let's move on from that, guys. Let's move on to the New England game. New England, big win for New England, winner 28-23. Honestly, the game wasn't really that close. I thought New England controlled the game. 435 total yards offense, 166 rushing. That was really well. And the big thing for me is New England only gave up one sack. They've had some issues giving up sacks in the last 2 or 3 games. I thought they did real well there. I think they did have one turnover. Tampa Bay, 371 total yards of offense, 116 yards rushing. So New England ran the ball well. I thought they looked pretty tough. Frankie, let's go to you first.
Yeah, no, in all seriousness, we all joke around and stuff, and put my jokes aside and stuff, I'm really glad on what Indianapolis is doing for you guys and stuff, and it's been a while. It's like Peyton Manning days back, and with me right now with the Tom Brady days, but new quarterbacks and stuff like that. But onto New England, it was a very impressive game to me. I feel like it was equal on both sides of the ball. I mean, the defense and the offense played really well. I feel like the Patriots did dominate time of possession and first downs and everything like that. The one thing that stood out to me was Trevion Henderson. I'm really glad that Trevion Henderson finally showed out. This was like Ohio State Trevion Henderson, where he just went out there and he just balled out, getting 2 touchdowns, over 170 rushing yards, I think it was. 140, 171 of the other. I don't have the spread in front of me. But he balled out, man, and he had to, right? Ramondre Stevenson is out. The guy that Jennings, who actually started the game, he only had about 5 snaps before injuring his knee, and then Trevion came in and he just carried the ball all game. It was a really good day for rookies. I don't want to put out Kyle Williams as well. He also got I think it was a 76-yard receiving touchdown. Really, really well played game, man. We went into Bucks, who's really a well defensive team, with Todd Bowles at the helm of that, being a defensive guy. They good defense. But I don't know how we snuck by there and got the win, man. It was really impressive. I feel like they all had the mindset of, well, we hear the chatter outside of this game. We're going to go in there and we're going to show them why we are, at this point 7-2, now 8-2. We're going to show them why we are who we are. And I feel like the New England Patriots finally opened up everybody's eyes and are looking at them as a different, type of team. And I know what Jay's saying. I say it too. We do have an easy schedule. It's cool. But it ain't my fault. It ain't the Patriots' fault. It's what the NFL's giving us. And we're just going to accept it, right? We'll probably have a harder schedule next year because of what we're doing this year. And maybe that will prove the point next year. But right now, I'm enjoying the ride. It's amazing. I'm hoping that everybody can finally look at it and say, well, Drake May is actually a good quarterback. Mike Vrabel's being a great coach and turning this team around. And people are possibly saying that the Patriots could be, Super Bowl contenders now that we beat the Bucs. I'm not going that far. Like I said, I'm enjoying the ride right now. And I take it one day at a time. I feel like the next tough game we got is Baltimore Ravens. I'm not looking at the Bills because we already beat them. So I think the next tough game we got is the Baltimore Ravens. And, that one I'm going to wait for as well. I'm hoping then if we get that win there, because it is in Baltimore, if we get that win there, I'm hoping that can finally open the eyes of everybody in the NFL and finally possibly say we can be Super Bowl contenders. Because the only team that we'll probably have to defeat to try and prove that point is Kansas City at that point. So I like how New England is riding right now. It was a great win last night, but now we're on to Thursday on a short schedule against the Jets.
Okay, Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, when you look at the game, I mean, honestly, from Tampa's perspective, I was looking at it. In all honesty, Bucky Everett is not there, but again, the team was averaging 5.4 yards a carry on 21. So it's not like their running game was truly affected. I thought Baker played an outstanding game. You can't really hold Baker accountable for that loss because the guy had 3 touchdowns, damn near 300 yards. I'm telling you, Baker's probably one of the best damn quarterbacks in the league right now. And this is the dude that Cleveland threw away for Deshaun Watson. Let that sink in for a minute. So yeah, man. It really just kind of comes down to the defense, giving up to 28 points. I mean, they won by 5. So you really can't blame the offense for Tampa losing it. It really just comes down to the defense. Drake May, okay game, yeah, 270, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But again, he only had 1 sack. So I felt like they really needed to put the defense for me, Tampa, is what cost them that game. I felt like they should have more pressure on them, things of that nature. But and then so it is what it is. I think it's more of a defensive letdown for Tampa than it was an offense. I think the offense did great. It was just the defense couldn't contain what they were doing over there on the offensive side of New England. Again, Josh McDaniels, kudos, man.
I like what Jay first brought out. Bucky Irving not being there. I just want to point out that this is the first game New England have given up 50-yard rushing yards to a running back. I forgot the guy's last name who was running for them. He ended up getting 53. That's the first time this year that the Patriots going up. So I'm really impressed with the Patriots run defense. Really, I really am.
Sean Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker.
What even Rashid White? It was some guy named Sean Tucker. I never heard of the guy before.
Logan, your thoughts on the game?
I'm gonna pull up this graphic here real quick here, and Frankie, I want you to answer me a question. What do all these guys have in common? You see here on the screen. These guys are all big time playmakers in the win.
Yeah, they are. They all.
I mean, all of them, all rookies.
Yeah.
They all. I mean, that's a masterclass from Vrabel, from coaching them, for the front office, for the scouts. I mean, they're the reason y'all won this game. You can look at all of them up and down the line here. And for New England, a team who has won 7 games in a row, which insane, who, like I said, moving up in the division where it's a year, I think a lot of people believe that the Bills are still on top. Everyone thought the Patriots would be better than they have been. But you thought maybe Miami? Ain't Miami. Possibly the Jets, right? The Jets, they got Justin Fields. Sure as hell ain't not the Jets. It ain't the Jets. But I'll say this and I'll end it. Damn the Atlanta Falcons for letting Mike Vrabel come in their interview and then walk out. All for Raheem Morris. You have to laugh to hide the pain. So, Frankie, congrats, my friend. The Patriots were in the dumps for a very short amount of time, post Brady, and then even more post Belichick. I'm Gerard Mayo, I'm kind of pissed watching it. See, like, damn, they really got rid of me after one season, and then look how much better they're doing.
If they would have got Vrabel, let's say Atlanta did pick Vrabel, and then what if he would have brought Josh McDaniels to them? What would that have meant for Penix and his development? He's already a good quarterback. But I wonder how much that would have what he could have did for him.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it didn't happen. It doesn't matter because it didn't happen.
Okay, big.
I do want to say one more thing with the 8-2 record.
Mhm.
We're the first team since the 1999 Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning, to have a 4-13 record previous season and come out this next season 8-2. So we're making some history next to you guys, Tony and Chris, and not Glenn, because we all know Glenn's a true Cowboys fan.
True Colts and Cowboys fan.
Okay, Big Glenn, your thoughts on the New England game?
Man, it's cool to see the Colts and the Colts and the Patriots do well, man. Like the old days, it's something to watch, man. The Patriots got it done. They took care of business, and that graphic of the drafts from this year from New England, Vrabel is a freaking Hall of Fame coach, man, bar freaking none. But yeah, it's gonna be amazing to see the Colts and the Patriots come down to it in the playoffs. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and our freaking group chat is going to be going crazy.
Chris and Tony don't want that. They don't want to get exposed. They don't want to get exposed.
Hey, if I'm in the AFC Championship game, I'm happy.
Yeah, you'll take it.
Yeah, y'all find some way to say we're cheating.
I will tell you. Hey, Glenn, I will tell you. If you ever come to Dallas and you want to go to a Cowboys game, don't you ever say what you just said at that game, because you will get your ass kicked. I'm just saying. No Cowboy fan ever wants to hear somebody say, "I'm so glad about the Patriots and the Colts." They will. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Look, I can't even protect you there.
Yeah. I know where to put my words and where not to do it and where not to say it. So.
Smart man.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts on the New England game?
No, New England looked good. Honestly, watching this game, New England actually dominated this game more than what the score shows. If Drake May don't make the mistake, throw that interception in the end zone late in that game, New England was going to score more points there. Tampa Bay would have kept Tampa Bay from getting a few points. But yeah, I thought New England's defense played well. They were able to slow that Tampa Bay offense down quite a bit. And then like Frankie said, Trayvon Henderson getting going on the ground was nice to see, because I was always a fan of his watching him play in college. But yeah, I thought New England played a good game, and like I said, I think the score really don't show the full dominance that they showed in that game.
Yeah, I agree. Tampa Bay is a good team, especially offensively. And I've said this all year long. I think the thing that's going to keep them from going forward in the playoffs is going to be their defense. I'm just not a big fan of their defense. I just don't think it's strong enough to make a big playoff run. Okay, guys, let's move off to a big shocker, man. This was. I mean, I don't think anybody on this panel thought this was going to happen. Miami all over Buffalo, 30-13. Miami, 370 total yards of offense, 197 rushing. I think that was the big thing. And also, they give up 0 sacks. So the offensive line played very well. You can tell that by the rushing and not giving up any sacks. Buffalo, only 13 points, only 87 yards rushing, 376 total yards. They gave up 3 sacks and 3 turnovers. I mean, the 3 turnovers killed them. And Buffalo's a better team when they're rushing the football. That help opens up their passing game, because I don't think they have a true number 1 receiver. And I think that they need Cook running the ball well to help open up the passing game. Guys, I don't know what's wrong with Buffalo, but they're not the team they were the last couple of years, at least not right now. Whether they can get it switched on, I don't know. But Chris, let's go to you first.
Yeah, to me, Buffalo's biggest problem is they got to figure out how to stop the run. If you've looked this year, the games they get beat, they've lost and they have looked bad in. They've given up like 170-something yards on the ground. Excuse me. They've gave up 3 of the 4 highest totals rushing this year. 4 of the 8. highest rushing games this year have came against the Buffalo Bills. So they got to figure out their defense stopping the run. You're not going very many games at all, giving up that many rushing yards and turning the ball over 3 times. So yeah, their offense don't concern me as much as their defense. But I mean, if you let, it don't matter how good a team is. If they can run the ball on you like that, they're going to be hard to beat. And I mean, we've seen it in the past with other teams too. But yeah, the Dolphins was able to control the line of scrimmage yesterday, and I think that was the big difference in the game.
Yeah. Logan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not a soul saw this coming. I don't even think Dolphins fans thought they were going to win this bowl game. But you look at it, and quarterbacks wise, Josh Allen didn't have a great day, but he wasn't terrible. He had an interception, but he still kept him in it. As for Tua, I mean, 2 picks, that's pretty normal at this point, but 2 touchdowns, it's a typical Tua Tagovailoa ball game, I'd say, in a win, where it's not a masterclass, but they still get the job done. Devon Achane, a guy who some weeks you sit him because he doesn't do anything, but then some weeks he rushes and busts out 174 yards. And if now, by the way, he's 4th in the league in rushing yards now after this performance. So just, give the note there for that team. But like I said, I mean, Buffalo's offense just couldn't do anything. Shut out for 3 quarters, which is not like that club. But sometimes you have off days, and Buffalo just had an off day, kind of all around. But like you said, the defense still just tough. And also, let's not forget this fact too with Miami. They got 30 against Buffalo, and they also got 30 a few weeks ago against Atlanta. So it's just you see that they can score in bunches. That they do have a good offense, but like I said, I'm more worried about that defense for Buffalo. We knew they were kind of taking a risk on it because they have a lot of veterans on that team, guys who've been around the league, and unfortunately, it seems like some of those guys we might be on a downward trend for their type of play. And like I say, give up 30 points to a team who coming into the ballgame only had 2 wins, and who everyone laughed saying, "How come Mike McDaniel's still on the sideline?" Well, I mean, if you're him, he's still probably going to get canned at the end of the year, but at least he'll have at least 2, pretty solid wins on his resume in an otherwise just hellhole of a season. But Buffalo, like I said, I think it's just a small speed bump. I still think obviously they're a good team and they're going to make the playoffs, but it is worrisome. This is where, you're at the point in the season where you're 10 weeks in, got a little bit of time left. I know the trade deadline's already passed, but this is your last kind of big hoorah to get things, changed here before you get to the postseason.
Yeah. Frankie, your thoughts on the game?
I laugh. I giggle. I laugh. My tummy wouldn't stop hurting. My cheekbones was hurting. It's funny. Buffalo's trash. Real talk. I'm gonna be straight up. Everybody thinks they're truly good, but they're truly trash. Their defense is trash. They have no one good on the offense. I mean, Keon Coleman, where the hell are you at? It's basically all Josh Allen. If not, sometimes it's James Cook. I mean, you got your 3 good tight ends, but you on a 3rd and long, you can't always give it to your tight ends. You're gonna need some slot runners. You're gonna need some wide receivers, and they don't have that. And then Chris, he hit the nail on the coffin. They don't have a good run defense. I know firsthand because Ramondre Stevenson had a great game against them, and Ramondre never has a great game. He has an okay game. So I listen. Buffalo is truly trash, and I'm not surprised that they lost. And I'm really shocked at myself at picking Buffalo over the weekend on Friday. I should have went with Miami. I pissed off my wife not going with Miami, and I said, "Babe, you guys just beat Buffalo and helped us, get a good cushion on them. So now for the rest of the season, I'm gonna pick Miami. I don't care who they play, win or lose. I'm gonna pick Miami.
You're rocking with the Dolphins, okay?
Except for when you play my team, honey. When you play my team, ain't no way in hell I'm picking Miami. But listen, Josh Allen, I feel really bad for you because Sean McDermott is literally tarnishing your career. He's a great quarterback. Josh Allen truly is. But not giving him help on the offense is going to make him terrible because he's going to run all the time, and he's going to end up getting hurt at some point in his career. And then not having a defense, that's not good as well. And everybody keeps thinking that they're good because of their record and who they're beating. Yeah, they beat Kansas City. Boo-hoo. Congratulations. You freaking just lost to the Miami Dolphins and then but lost before that. You lose to the Atlantic Falcons. I mean, come on. I'm not surprised that they lost to us, obviously, right? But the other two, I mean, come on. I really hope that everybody around the world can finally open their eyes and just, realize that Buffalo is truly not the Buffalo that people have thought that they were going to be. And I knew that since day one of this year when it started. I knew Buffalo wasn't going to be good because of all the people they lost. I'm just glad that they're doing it in front of the world because now the world can see it. And it's happy for me. I'm happy. And this is why I said 5 years ago, enjoy the rental in the AFC East division because it's just a rental. Now, guess what? The landlord came around and evicted you, and now we're back on top. Let's go.
Hey Frankie, what two teams have the best record in the NFL?
Oh, I believe that's the Colts and the Patriots, good sir. We'll throw the Denver Broncos in there, but that's not a real true. They're squeaking by here and there. But I see a loss coming pretty soon for the Broncos. But it's definitely the Patriots and the Colts. Yeah, you rub on that beard, Jay. You don't like to hear that.
Well, I can tell you this, Frankie. That loss isn't going to come from the Raiders. I know that much. Got to be some other team out there. It ain't going to be us.
All right, Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Man, I tell you what, the Bills losing Stephon Diggs, that is a big deal right now, and you can see it.
Yep.
Because they can't really move the ball right now, stuff. So, but yeah, not really surprised though that Miami won, because you know how those divisional games can be. So, but it happens.
Okay, Jay, your thoughts?
Man, all I know is Frankie talking enough crap, and Gonzo, you chiming in with him. And I said crap. I didn't say another word. I said crap. That's clean.
That is clean.
They are talking enough. I did that for you, Lo. Come on. They are talking enough crap to fill up my septic tanks. Okay, right now my alarm is going off. That's how much crap is being talked on here today. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Look, man. In all honesty, Buffalo's kind of in a they're in a weird situation, and I'm not calling like the Cowboys because right now the Cowboys are just bad, but we have a great offense, terrible defense, and I say the same thing in Buffalo. Great offense, but that defense is killing Buffalo, or I should say, the lack of a defense is killing Buffalo. Buffalo gave you 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and a pick. And Ashney, good Lord, that man, is he still running? He out there with Jonathan Taylor. I think they both still running out of them damn shoes. And that's really what it was for Miami. Miami had 2 things going for them. They had a great defense going up against them, or I should say the defense showed up and played great against them. And then actually that run game with 197 total yards, I think they put on Buffalo to like 80-something yards from Cook and company. So Miami did a great job shutting down the Bills. And they did a great job running it because it sure as hell wasn't Tua because that dude was anemic as hell. So it was straight up run game and defense. And Buffalo just couldn't answer. They had nothing on the offense to get them going, and they just didn't have the defense to stop Ashley and company. And that's really what that game came down to. If I had to say anything, I would say that, it's a lot of pretenders in the league right now. And I think Buffalo's one of them. And Frankie, I'm not telling you, but I still think you're kind of a pretender over there. I'm just saying. I want to see what you guys do. Hold on. I know you're going to say something. Because look, I'm not lying to you. The AFC right now is compared to the NFC. The AFC is just, I don't know. I think this is just a year the NFC is going to get the Super Bowl. I just don't see it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Gonzo. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Frankie and Tony and Glenn. You're kind of a half, so it's like 2.5 Colts fans on here. So I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but I just like the gut instinct. The gut instinct tells me that the NFC is going to walk away with it. I really think Seattle's going to walk away with it. And I really do still think that the Colts are the best team in the AFC. Yeah. I think it's going to be, I can see a Seattle Colts Super Bowl. I can see a Seattle Colts Super Bowl, and I think Seattle just has way too much.
It's Seattle, it's gonna be Seattle and the Colts. It's gonna be like when freaking Colts beat the Bears in 06.
It's not that we're pretenders, Jay, because we're not pretenders. It's the fact that we gotten better, getting playmakers and getting a defense, and all these other teams that were successful in their days have lost those playmakers and defenders, and now they're
That's
trash.
true. I agree.
It's
I
not about
tell you
us being
this.
pretenders. It's about us having the cap money and having the right coaching staff to
I
fill
agree.
in our roster for better.
I agree.
It counts.
I agree.
It counts. Yeah.
And I think
And
the
you-
graphic that Logan put up there really demonstrates that, because I told you when you guys had all that cap room and you guys had all those draft picks and stuff like that, I said, man, I told, and Frankie, you remember me telling you, I said the biggest thing that scares me with the Patriots is that they're not going to manage the cap or the draft properly. But I got to eat my humble pie.
They did.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it because you
They
guys
did.
did. And I think the graphic shows you drafted well, and you brought in the right free agents, and it's showing. And I gotta tell you, from last year to this year, I'm gonna get. That's why I said Vrabel, McDaniel's company. You're doing a good job. So I'll eat that humble pie.
What's only great is just the beginning, Jay. It's only the beginning. We still have some money in cap space that we're going to hold over to add into next year's cap space, and we already got 11 draft picks for next year's draft. So it's just the beginning. Just enjoy the ride, Jay, because we back. And you thought our dynasty was gonna. No, you thought this was gonna last.
The crazy,
long
hold
like
on. The crazy thing about it is for me, and Glenn, I know at least half of you, maybe the right side, because the left side is probably the Colts. So I think the right side, the Cowboys side, probably agrees with me that I really feel like Irsay's daughters, and you contribute to Irsay too. The Irsay family and the Kraft family, they really know how to run franchises. They really do. They're doing a way better job than what Jerry did. Way better job. So I got to give you kudos.
Well, that's because they're not
The
owners.
ownership's amazing.
They're not owners that don't listen to nobody. They're owners that actually hire people.
I agree. Again,
You know.
I'm not, I agree with you.
Okay, guys,
Let's give a half clap.
let's move on to our last game. And Jay, we'll let you go first because this is your second favorite team, Houston. Getting a big win, 36-29. And what's crazy about this, Houston outscored Jacksonville 26-0 in the fourth quarter to come back and win this game. But if you look at the numbers, it's kind of weird because Jacksonville only had 213 yards of total offense, had 94 rushing. They gave up 5 sacks. They had 2 turnovers. So you look at that, how was they so far ahead? But Houston did not play well the first 3 quarters. But man, that fourth quarter, I'll tell you what, they had 412 yards total offense, 130 rushing. They did have 2 turnovers, but Mills played pretty good, 27-45, 292 yards of passing, and he had 2 TDs. Did have 1 interception. So I thought Mills did a good job. As the backup quarterback. Actually, guys, you guys kind of laughed at me. I picked Houston to win this game. Of course, I sure didn't think that when we was going to the fourth quarter, I'd get my ass kicked. But a big win for Houston. And Jay, your thoughts?
Yeah, Trevor, just, again, I think Jacksonville is a mid-level team. I don't think they're trash. I don't think they're great. I just think they're a mid-level team. They showed you that I tell you what, they're better than where they have gotten better since last year. They have definitely taken a step forward, Jacksonville has. But Texas still has moments where they can show you that they're a good team. I just think with the Texans, I think not having Mixon with that run game really hurts their offense in terms of what they can do, because they only have Nick Chubb, and he's really just a short yardage guy. I know they have Pierce over there too, but I'm not a real big believer in him either in terms of his production level. But I'll tip my hat to Houston. They came out and they played a good game. But again, Houston's one of those teams that just, they just can't seem to quite get there yet. And they're working on it, but they can't quite get there. But again, I think not having Mixon on that team really hurts their offense. But again, good win for them. I think they needed that win. I think DeMeco Ryans needed that win for job stability. So he cooled off some of the heat coming his way. But I really think that the Texans still need to look at that offensive coordinator. And if I'm them, I'm going to go back and get Bobby and make a couple more adjustments on that defense. But good, it was a good game for them. Houston needed that win big time.
Yeah. Big Glenn, your thoughts?
Not surprised. Jacksonville are who they thought they were. The coach Dennis Allen or Dennis Green or whoever it was that said that. But man, these are the kind of games that are going to allow the Colts to run away with the AFC South. Them two, Jacksonville, and Houston trading wins back and forth, at second position, so don't be surprised that the Colts essentially wrap up the AFC South like second or just before Christmas, so.
Okay, Frankie.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Tony?
Not a whole lot.
How are you?
Doing great. Got anything to say about it?
I'm just trying to sway this away because you know how I hate talking about Texas teams.
Yeah.
But if I have to talk about it because we're part of a network and I got to be professional, I guess I'll sit here and talk about it. Good win for Houston. Good win for David Mills, right? I mean, nobody expected that, especially in the fourth quarter. That kind of reminded me of the Denver Broncos, the New York Giants game. It was very important win for Houston, honestly, real talk, because if they would have lost this game, their entire playoff chances literally would have crumbled. And I feel like with this win, they could possibly still be in the hunt for a playoff or a wild card spot. I don't think they're going to catch up to Indianapolis, obviously. But I don't know. Is this like a knock for Jacksonville? Like, because I blame this loss all on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence did not look good at all. And not just the first half, but the entire game, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor Lawrence looked terrible. The fact that they got that many points was the shocker to me. And the fact that Houston came back and won it was not a shocker to me. It was absolutely a great win on Houston's part. And that's all I got to say about that. But I want to correct Tony and Chris. You need to remind your father every day before we start this show that this isn't Jay's second favorite team, Tony. This is secretly his favorite team because he's a Houston everything. He's all about Houston, Tony. We know this. He always says it. He always says it. I'm Houston everything. So we know who his real team is. And I think Jay wants to finally admit it because he's tired of being on Jerry's side.
That's the marijuana talking to Frankie. He don't know what he's saying right now.
That's a possibility. It's a possibility.
He took one too many puffs.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts on the game?
First of all, you can't ever take too many puffs. Second off,
whether it be Cocoa Puff,
you can only take the next one, right, Chris? You can only continue with the next one.
To me, this was a game of two bad football teams trying to figure out who wanted to win the game. It was like neither team really wanted to win. The Texans got off to a terrible start, turning the ball over, fumble and interception, let Jacksonville get the early lead, and then Jacksonville just fell apart. Jacksonville's defense isn't good. Their offense isn't playing good. They're got to figure out the quarterback position. I don't believe Lawrence is their guy. And with the Texans, to me, it's a lot of their problem is still their offensive line. And then you can't turn the ball over on special teams and some of the stuff they did begin the game. But I mean, if you're Jacksonville, you're not going to win many games when the other team is running 69 plays and you're running 55 plays. Like Jacksonville's defense has to be able to get off the field. But yeah, to me, like I said, it was a battle of two teams that are not real good football teams that are still trying to figure their way throughout the season.
I love
the injuries that the Texans have had as well.
Yeah, and 26 points in the fourth quarter. Look, basically 20. The last one was just kind of a horrible cherry on top if you're a Jaguars fan because it ended on last play of the game. Trevor Lawrence, he's trying to chuck it into the end zone, and he falls. He gets tripped up, goes down, and just lineman gets it, runs it to the house for a walk-off pick six. So if you're the defensive coordinator and really the whole team, but mostly the defensive coordinator, what the hell happened in the fourth? I mean, they were rolling, they were looking great. I remember seeing early on that game, I'm like, oh wow, hey, Jacksonville's looking good. Probably should take it to the house like a bit. CJ Stroud wasn't even playing, and I know he has struggled, but I think we can all agree he's still a better quarterback than Davis Mills. And credit to Mills, a guy who he's been a solid backup for a couple handful of years now, and he outplayed a former #1 overall pick, and he was I believe a third rounder a couple of years ago. So I also want to say beside the defensive collapse in the fourth, for Liam Cohen for the offensive side, it's kind of questionable play calling. because Chris, you mentioned just the wide difference in plays for both those teams. Like I said, obviously, it's not like they dominated any offensive category. If you're Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence only threw it 23 times, which I feel like is way too low. Especially when I don't think Travis Etienne. I don't think he's a bad running back. However, I don't think he's a Saquon Barkley or Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he's that. So I think that maybe if you gave Lawrence a little bit more to just throw the ball, might have been a little better, at least later in the game, because they tried to play clock management late in the fourth, pretty much the whole quarter, and it didn't work. They couldn't convert on third downs, and ultimately it just cost them a game they easily should have. They should have held on and won that one, but one that just kind of slipped through the fingers. And you hope they can come back next week. And for Houston, hell of a win. Great battle all around. Defense came up clutch when it needed to. Offense, they got on a roll, and they took it right to the house. And big win for them as they hope to keep their season alive.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Houston's defense really. I mean, I know they give up 26 points, but if you look at it, it wasn't really the defense's fault. Like Chris said, trouble with special teams and stuff. I mean, you only give up 213 yards. It was other mistakes. It really went on the defense. Houston's got a hell of a defense. Okay, guys, let's move to some Monday Night Football and get some picks. We got Philadelphia at Green Bay. Guys, I don't know why, but I'm feeling Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to step up and get this one. I think their defense is going to show up, and I think they win by 3. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be in Lambeau. It's important to know because, as we know, as it gets colder here throughout the U.S., it seems like Green Bay just kind of turns into another monster, especially at home. So, wouldn't surprise me if, like I said, if they get this win tonight. But I'm gonna keep rolling with Philadelphia, just because I think they can get it done. I'll go with a close game though. Let's go 28-21 score for me.
Hey Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, do we know how much snow was on the ground in Green Bay? I know Milwaukee last night got 9 inches.
I don't know. Do you live in Green Bay?
No.
Miles Turner does.
Hold on. You know what? You are such an ass. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Go to the next person. Come back to me because I'm gonna have a response, but I gotta craft it to what he just said. So give me a minute. I'll come back to me. No cussing. No cussing.
Okay, big one.
He's got to compute his response. It might take him 10 minutes. But anyways, I think King Gilly is going to be flying high in more ways than one tonight. It's going to be Eagles tonight.
Okay. And Frankie, what do you think?
Part of me want to go Green Bay so bad just because, Green Bay is used to this temperature that's going to be on tonight. It is going to be snowing. Part of me also wants Green Bay to win because Philly sports guy is there, and nothing pleases me more than to see his misery live on TikToks and everything like that. Damn, man, but Philly's coming off a bye week. I feel like they're fresh, they're rested. They did ramp up before the trade deadline. They got some solid players on that defense again. I'm gonna ride with the hot hand. I'm gonna go with Philly tonight, just because they're rested and they got some key pieces throughout that trade deadline.
Okay, Jay, are you ready now?
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm ready.
Oh God,
I'm ready. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be roughly about 24 degrees, or at least the field temperature will be 24, and it's got a 21 mile an hour wind. They're expecting. So, yeah, man. But either way, I was just curious to see if it was going to be snow on the ground and how that might affect the players in terms of what they're doing. I'm rolling with Philly on this. I just think that Green Bay has lost a step since that first week. They just have not. And that's not to say like Philly is just lightningly tearing it up because they're not, but they are still a formidable team. But I'm gonna go with Philly on this. I think Saquon Barkley and company get it done. I think that defense having Brandon Graham back, I think he ignites that defense.
I think it's a must-win for Green Bay if they want to have a chance to win the division and be formidable in the playoffs. I think it's a must-win for them. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. You have it's basically a pick 'em as well. Vegas has it as they have the Packers as 1.5 point favorites at home. and minus 110 on the money line, and Eagles are minus 106 on the money line. So basically, I have it as a pick 'em. I like the Eagles in this game. The Packers, to me, they're a good team, but they haven't been neither. Well, both these teams they're in the same boat to me. Neither one of them been real consistent. They found ways to win games when they haven't played well, but neither one of them have really been like consistently playing well. But I like the Eagles off the bye week here.
Okay. Guys, let's talk a little bit about the New York Giants firing the coach, Brian Dable, after going 21-41 in the 4 years he's been there, or almost not quite 4 years. Didn't make it all the way this year. You guys' thoughts on that? Logan, your thoughts on Dable getting fired?
All right, gonna have some fun with this one here, fellas. Get out of here. Oh, I mean, are we surprised? Are we surprised? Look,
I'm surprised it lasted this long.
yeah, I'm saying. Start off, hey, when he got there, had some bright moments, but it just didn't work. And my God, this Giants organization has just fallen off a cliff since they got rid of Coach Collins back in the early 2010s. Or excuse me, Coach Coughlin, Coach Tom Coughlin. But they've struggled. They still have to, Eli Manning for a couple of years. We know good quarterback, Hall of Famer, but couldn't do much with him. Couldn't draft for worth a damn. And you seem like this year, you see some of the early draft picks. You see Neighbors, you see Scatabo, you see Dart. They're starting to work their way up, but they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Unfortunately, you get injuries. First, Scatabo, who's out for the year after a gruesome injury. And then, it was announced that Jackson Dart had a concussion, and we don't know how long he's going to be out, if he's going to miss any time. But it's just tough for them. And like I said, just a rough loss. And I'm not surprised that Dable got fired. I think that they finally figured out now, look, there's no salvaging the season with, what they have. And it's best to just kind of start fresh and look for who's next at the helm. And I don't know if anyone has it off on any research they got about how many draft picks that New York has coming into this year. If they have a couple first rounders, if they have a lot of draft capital or not. But depending on who they go for as a head coach, I feel like they should probably go. I don't know any certain names, but someone with some experience, I'd say.
John Gruden.
John Gruden is out there, but I don't know if they're going to go that route. It'd be risky. Obviously, we saw what happened with my team when they had him. And, Coach Dable, I'm sure he'll probably get hired on somewhere. I don't think, I don't know if he's going to be in the NFL or if he's going to be one of the many that kind of drop off and go to college. But I think he'll still be serviceable for around the league for whoever wants him for more of a coordinator role. But I don't think he's going to get any more head coaching shots in the NFL.
Chris, your thoughts?
I think this was a completely stupid move by the New York Giants. I think if you're going to fire somebody, you fire the GM. You spent all your money on the defensive side of the ball to have this great defense, and you have the worst defense in the NFL. You're firing a coach that's dealing with his two of his best offensive weapons are out for the season, with Scatterby being out and Neighbors being out. And then Jackson Dart's played well since he's been in. They've been competitive. They just ain't been able to figure out how to win. They've had these leads. I think it's 4 games now. They've had 10 plus point lead that they've lost. I don't think Dable's the biggest problem. I think the biggest problem is them drafting. And then now this is going to be their 6th head coach in the last 9 years.
Oof.
So you have no stability. You got to pick a guy and give him a chance. And Dable had Jones that 1 year. He hadn't playing good. They went to the playoffs since then. It was like injuries have just killed the Giants. They had Barkley get hurt when they had him. Then they moved on. Now you got this young core starting to show a little promise. Now you're just going to start over again. I think if it had been me, I'd have went with getting rid of the GM before I'd have got rid of Dable. But I still believe personally that Brian Dable is a good football coach. And I think he'll get another opportunity somewhere eventually. He'll probably end up being an offensive coordinator first and then maybe get a head coach job again. But yeah, if I was the Giants, I wouldn't have fired him, especially not in the middle of the season. If I was going to get rid of him, it'd have been at the end of the year. Why make my rookie quarterback when he comes back from concussion have to listen to another coach that might try to change philosophy or something? I'd have waited till end of the season if I was going to do it. But yeah, I think the GM is more responsible for the Giants' downfall than Brian Daboll is.
Okay, Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything that Gonzo just said. I firmly believe that he's right on all of those points. Consistency is something that they have not had in a hot minute. And, look, to answer your question, Logan, they have 7 picks coming up in the 2026 draft. They have a first, a second, a fourth, a fifth, and they have 3 sixths.
Okay.
So that's what they have coming up, which, that's enough to really kickstart an offense, or, if you need some offensive lineman or a wide receiver or whatever. I mean, you can do some stuff with that. But here's the thing, man. I agree with what Chris said, man. I think the GM is the issue there. You can't look. Daboll was successful in Buffalo. How do you go from doing good in Buffalo and having your team do well, and then go to the Giants and then you get this? What is the common denominator? The common denominator for me between the last coach and the one that Daboll got, and then the players, is all of the GM. So, yeah, I think it's definitely the GM. I think this approach they need to take. Look, Daboll didn't have a chance in hell. Man, dude, this guy just finally got the quarterback that he didn't choose Daboll. I mean, what's his face? Daniel Jones. Not the Jones, but he didn't choose Daniel. He chose Jackson Dart. That was his guy. And then you give him 1 year with this guy, and then he's had a concussion. He's lost Scatterbo, which, by the way, Scatterbo was a hell of a good pickup, though. I got to tell you, that was a great pickup.
Yeah.
But he got his quarterback, and now you don't even get time to develop the guy, to really move forward with the guy. You got a can before the end of the year. I think you did your team a disservice, and you did Daboll a disservice, and you did the Dart and Scatterboy, the guys that they drafted, a disservice, man. It's ridiculous to me. I mean, you got to give him time.
Okay, yeah. And what do you think, Frankie?
I think he had enough time, and his time was up. I honestly do. And I hear what Chris was saying, and I hear what Jay is saying. I feel like the GM should get fired as well. I feel like they both should have been fired. If you're going to fire the head coach, you might as well fire the GM, because you hired them at both basically at the same time. And he Jay is right. Jackson Dart is his dude. But if you really look at what has happened, okay, you've been a coach for 4 years. It didn't work out well for you. Good logo, Logan. It didn't work out for you with Daniel Jones. Okay, cool. Then you go out and you get Russell Wilson. It didn't work out for you with 4 weeks with Russell Wilson. So you turn to Jackson Dart. He gets you a good 1 win. And then you go downhill from there. You lose Malik. You lose Cam. Now you're forcing Jackson Dart. You're not even teaching Jackson Dart how to slide, which is why he ends up getting a concussion. Because every time that dude runs, he doesn't slide. He's taking hits. So that's a coaching decision where you need to step up and tell your quarterback, hey, there's a thing called sliding. You are our franchise quarterback. We need you for the next 12, 15, 20 years, depending on how softer this NFL league is going to be. So, I mean, you have to teach him on how to slide properly so he wouldn't be concussed, and now he's going to be out for multiple games possibly. That's a coaching decision. I feel like I said, I feel like they both should have been fired. Now it's being heard that the GM is doing the coaching hiring and the coaching search. Why the hell is John Merrill going to let this dude do a coaching search when you just had a guy that he didn't work well with? Now you're going to go and let this guy go and do a coaching search? No, mister. You are the owner. You go out there and you do the coaching search. Don't let your GM do it, because your GM isn't even a good general manager. He's trash as well. So I'm actually not surprised by this. And like I said, when we started this topic, I'm just surprised it lasted this long. Now, who's going to go up there? I don't know who's going to step in and take the helm of this, because the Giants are a dysfunctional franchise. Who's going to want to step up and take the role of this? Because listen, you take this role, I'm telling you right now, your heels are going to be high, because John Mara is going to look at you and say, "Well, we need you to start winning now. You're going to be our 6th new head coach or 7th new head coach, depending on if they're counting this interim guy as a head coach now. But you're going to be our 6th or 7th head coach in like the past 5-6 years. So I mean, something has to change with the New York Giants organization. I don't know what's going on. And Jay, to answer your point, we've seen many people go on from being a coordinator to a really trash head coach. Josh McDaniels, for example, Matt Patricia, for example, Frank Wright, for example. I mean, there's been a lot of people who's been coordinators and been trash head coaches, and sometimes it just doesn't fit. And I feel like Brian DeBall is a good coordinator, and I think he, like Logan said, I think he will get a job somewhere as a coordinator because he was successful with Buffalo when he was a coordinator. He won multiple rings with New England when he was a coordinator under Bill Belichick. He's won a national championship in Alabama under Nick Saban being a coordinator. So, I mean, you can be a coordinator, but I agree with Logan. I just don't feel that he's up to par to become a head coach anymore. Might as well be like a Steve Spagnuolo and just stick as being a coordinator for the rest of your career.
Well, he can come to the Cowboys and be our offensive coordinator because we could sure use some good, strong leadership like that. Hell yeah.
Big Glenn, your thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I'm just surprised that it's taken this long, because the Giants are dysfunction. They got a good little core going. Hopefully they can get it figured out. The GM should be the one making us hire, though. I mean, at this rate, if the GM's going to be making hire, they might as well just have a contest for any New York or New Jersey resident. And if their name comes up, they get to be the head coach. I mean, it's that bad. So.
Yeah, I thought they would wait to the end of the year, and I kind of agree with Frankie. I thought they'd fire both of them, but I thought it'd be at the end of the year. So we'll see what happens there. One thing that I am concerned about is Dart. Guys, this is like his 4th concussion he's had. Could this end up being an issue? I mean, he's a young guy, and like Frankie said, man, he need to learn how to slide. Because I mean, I hate to see it be another situation like Tua, because I think that's affected Tua. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. One last thing, real quick: Joe Burrow back at practice for the Bengals. There's been some rumors out there. I know Jay Glazer from Fox is saying that he has talked to him personally, and that Burrow's plan is to be back maybe by Thanksgiving. So you guys' thoughts on that? Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, that'd be pretty quick for him to get back because a lot of people didn't think he'd be back, even if they were to make the playoffs. Didn't know if he'd be able to get back. So if he can get back that quick, that's going to be a pretty fast recovery. Coming from Jay Glazer, I would say there's probably quite a bit of truth to it. He don't put near as much breaking news out now as he used to. He's kind of moved on from the insider / breaking news part, excuse me, of it. So with him saying by Thanksgiving, I would say that there's probably a pretty good chance that we'll see Joe Burrow maybe here in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think it is. My only thing is if the Bengals lose the next 2 or 3 games and they're out of it, do you bring them back? I'm not sure. I mean, I think if you're in the hunt, maybe you bring them back. But if you're not in the hunt, kind of why bring them back? I mean, to maybe definitely don't rush him back. Make sure he's 100%. I mean, Logan, your thoughts?
I think it's good for the offense, but to be honest, guys, it's really not going to make much of a difference. Look, the O-line sucks. It has sucked since Joe Burrow got there. Even though they put money into it, didn't pan out. Those guys said, I got my payday. I don't care anymore. And for the defense, for the love of God, I mean, Joe Flacco, mind you, just put up 42 points, basically. He threw for 4 touchdowns and 470 yards, and they lost that game by giving up 47 points to the Bears. I mean, I think it's just going to be more the same. I don't think Cincinnati's a playoff team. I don't think they make it. I think that they have you kind of kicked this can down the road for as long as you can. You tried to patch it up with a Band-Aid, but nothing's worked. And for Zach Taylor, I think the seat might be getting a little hot for him in Cincy. if the ownership is serious about contending with your duo of Burrow and Chase, and of course Higgins, who we know they locked up, you got to make a change here, or you're going to have to figure something out in free agency that you haven't yet. But I mean, everyone likes to say, "Oh, this team went to the Super Bowl," but that was 4 or 5 years ago. At this point, we're well past that. And Joe Burrow's play has been solid. Jamar Chase, as we know, has been one of the best one of the best wide receivers in the league, and that's great. Those two can be top 5 in statistical categories, but if the rest of your team is down in the dumps and you're losing more games than you're winning, don't really matter. So I wish Burrow comes back healthy and plays well, but ultimately I don't think it's going to mean anything but just stats on the back of a card at the end of the year.
Frankie, your thoughts?
My thoughts on how whack the Bengals are going to be with Joe Burrow, or how whack they're going to be without Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I mean, like Logan said, it really doesn't matter who's going to be at the helm of the Bengals. Their offensive line is trash. I feel like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will probably be happy that Joe Burrow will be back. But then again, were they even happy when he was there before? Because they wasn't doing nothing when he was there. I mean, at this point, if I'm Cincinnati, you can give out the news that he'll be back hopefully by Thanksgiving, and he's coming back to practice a little bit. But are you really willing to sacrifice the dude's leg for a couple wins this late in the season? I mean, I wouldn't. At this point, you might as well just stick with Joe Flacco. You made a trade with your division rivals for a reason. You might as well care about the health of Joe Burrow and just ride the hand of Joe Flacco at this point. What's the difference? You're gonna have either Joe starting or Joe starting. Either or, both Joes suck. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I mean, what is the Bengals gonna do at this point? I mean, realistically, what can you do at this point? You're not winning any games. You're not gonna make it to the playoffs. I don't think you're gonna make any splash or any noise come the next couple of weeks. So I mean, there's really no point into sacrificing your quarterback's leg just for a little couple weeks left in the season.
Big Lynn?
It's not gonna move the needle. I mean, it's cool to see him back, but that's about it.
And Jay?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, you have to play him because you're paying him all that money, so you're gonna have to play him. But it's not going to help them. That as long as that defense is as bad as it is, look, you gave up 39 damn points to the Jets. 39 points to the Jets. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. I mean, that's crazy to me. So given that, they still got to play Pitt, New England. They could probably beat New England. They're soft. No, I'm kidding, Frankie. I'm teasing. Calm down, Frankie. No, you got to play Pitt. You're going to have to go through New England, and you're going to have to go through Baltimore twice, Buffalo. And he's still got to play a tough Arizona defense that has looked really, really good against Sam Darnold and also really good against the Cowboys offense. And those are two really good offenses. So, yeah, I mean, Burrow is going to come back, but it's not going to move the needle. They're still going to finish under 500.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Even though the offensive line, once Flacco came, the offensive line has played a little bit better. I mean, a little bit. Not saying a lot, but a little bit better. But the defense has still been just terrible. So as long as the defense is that bad, like you guys said, it really don't make much difference. Well, guys, that's all I have for today. You guys got anything else you guys want to touch on before we get out of here?
I just want to say, I know Joe had asked me about the Rockets. He said it a couple of times now. Yeah, it's a good win. It was a good win over the Milwaukee Bucks. I was glad to see us come back and get that win after we. I felt we played San Antonio pretty good in spurts when we played the Spurs. And then, of course, the Spurs ultimately got us in the end. But I thought it was a good game against Giannis and company. Kevin Durant put up 31, 3 rebounds and 7 assists. Our bench is still doing well. We're still scoring over 30, Joe. So as long as we're getting great play off the bench and Kevin Durant is good with just playing his role and not trying to be the leader, which is not, we're going to be okay. That's what I got to say right now on that one.
And I do
How
have
the hell
something today.
Hold on. How the hell did this go from talking about the Bengals and Joe Burrow to Houston Rockets?
What
Because
the
he said that's all
hell?
because he literally said, "Do you have anything else?" And I was commenting on what
Nobody
Joe
cares about
said.
Joe's comment, Jay. We don't care about that Rockets comment that Joe said.
That's not true.
30
We
minutes ago.
We
All
deeply
right, Tony.
care.
we do
We
care.
care.
Obviously, we
We
care,
love
but
Joe.
we know
Joe.
when Joe comments something about Rockets, we truly don't care. It was 30
We don't care
minutes
about
ago.
Joe's comment. He wished death upon me last week.
I
That's
do
what
have
he
something
did. Hey,
before
that's right. Joe sucks.
Hey, thank you, Joe, for chiming in as always, my friend.
Joe,
Yes.
hold on. I got one thing to say.
I
Joe,
do have something before we go here.
hold on. Let me say one comment, and then you can say it. Joe, do not let the voices of those three individuals. They were all or suffer from TBI for being thrown into lockers by bigger dudes. So just let that be okay. We're good. I'm
Hey,
sorry, Glenn. Go ahead.
First, I said I love Joe, but then I forgot about him wishing death on my son. So yeah, screw Joe.
Oh, I didn't catch
That's
that one.
fair.
Did
That's
Joe
fair.
did Joe do that? I didn't catch that one. When was it?
Last week. I
Okay,
forgot
yeah.
about it.
Okay,
Jay
yeah,
probably
Joe.
laughed at
Joe,
it.
you gotta take that one.
Hey,
Jay probably
gotta
laughed
clip
at
this
it.
one here.
All right. So I do have something before we close out the show today.
All right.
All right.
Rick Carlisle has parked the freaking Pacers tank out in freaking Morris Bicentennial Plaza. It is on display.
Hey, all right.
What
Oh,
the
one
hell
more
did he
thing.
just
Rest
say?
in
You'll
hey,
snap a photo
What
with
the
it.
hell? I didn't even understand what the hell he just said. All I heard was Rick Carlisle. I'm still
Yeah,
waiting for what
Rick
he had to
Carlisle
say.
parked a freaking tank out in the Morris Bicentennial
hey,
Plaza, and it's going to stay
Logan,
out
can you
there
hit
until
Logan? Can you hit
Dark
can you hit the button that says "suck it, dash"? Can you
Yeah.
hit that?
What the
Can you hit that button, please?
No.
Hold on, let
Logan?
me.
Can you put the closed captioning on?
Yeah. I don't know if the
There
closed
it is.
caption people could understand that one.
Oh Lord.
All I
Oh,
heard
we
was
do
But
Rick
have
yeah,
one bit
Carlisle
of
and Tank.
hey, what we do have one bit of serious news though. Hey, obviously y'all guys know that Lenny Wilkins passed away at 88 years old. So I do want to say, and Logan, you should know better. This was your Hawks coach, man. Rest in peace, Lenny, man. I remember. Hey, look, we all remember Lenny Wilkins from back in the day, man. And he was a damn good coach, and it's sad to see another great legend leave the earth.
No,
That's it.
and to speak on that, Jay, hopefully the Hawks go for the LA sweep. They got the Lakers the other night, and hopefully they can beat the Clippers tonight. So best of luck with that. But like I said, speaking about Coach Wilkins, he passed. He was in his 80s, so he lived a great life, lived a long life, and someone who's very obviously well known, not just here in Atlanta, but across the basketball world. You can't mention the Seattle SuperSonics without mentioning Lenny Wilkins with what he did both as a player, because let's not forget, he was a hell of a player as well. Multi-time All-Star. I believe led the league in assists once.
NBA
And
top 75 all time.
that's true as well. And was a player coach as well for Portland. So, I mean, was doing some wild stuff, and then did a great job as a coach, as we know, was doing great work for many. I mean, he coached from, for multiple decades, even into the early 2000s, and just great guy all around. Just for as a master of the game, and said he will be missed. And he was in Atlanta for I believe 7 seasons from '93 until 2000. So definitely made an impact here in the city, and like I said, he will be missed.
How old was he?
He was
88.
He was 88.
88?
Yes.
Oh, it was time for him to go then.
Oh shit.
Gee. No.
I mean, we're not. I mean,
no.
He's lived a great life. He's
He
a
did.
champion
He did.
as a coach. He played basketball. He coached good teams. He did well for the city of Atlanta. Apparently to Logan, because apparently Logan was born at that time when he was, achieving greatness in Atlanta. I forgot Logan was apparently born, but everybody forgetting Logan's like 21. But but I guess that
You're off by a few years.
Hey, listen, Logan. The more years that go by and the older you get, your face doesn't change. So for me, for the rest of your life, you will be 21.
I'm always gonna look 21.
But listen, it's time for him to go. Tony, don't get scared. Don't get scared, Tony.
It is what it is.
It was his time. He lived a hell of a life. He was a great guy, a great coach. I didn't know much about him because guess what? I'm a goddamn low-class person living in upstate New York. Okay, I don't know nothing about him. All I know is that he was a great player. He was a great coach. Yeah, it's sad to see him go.
And that's about it.
Listen, guys, 88. What is he gonna do for like What is he gonna do? What do you want him to do more than 88 years old? What is he supposed to do at 90? You want him to still go to strip clubs at 90 or something? I mean, I don't know what you guys want him to do.
Shit. I know that one lady that they had, Nicole chick back about 25 years ago.
I don't. It's cool. I mean, it's not cool because the guy's gone. But I'm not trying to say it's cool because he's gone. I'm just saying like it's not cool. But like, it's cool. You lived a hell of a life. You lived a great life. I'm pretty sure you went out happy. But real talk, what do you want him to do? You want him to be the next John Morant? You want him to come back in basketball and coach again? I mean, there's nothing more the guy can do. Now he's happy. He's living in the high heavens, coaching the basketball teams up there.
Hey, they're willing the Hawks on. They're willing the Hawks beat the Clippers tonight. Is that right, Frankie?
Sure, sure, yeah. The Hawks could beat the Clippers tonight in his memory and in his honor. That's cool. I'll accept it. He was alive. He was alive when y'all beat us, so it don't matter. He was alive. If he was facing us tonight and y'all beat us, then it would probably be something I'll say. But yeah, he was alive, so I'm cool.
Frankie, are you going to be moving out of New York since you guys got a new mayor, or are you staying?
I've been trying to leave New York since for 32 years. Tony, I've been trying to leave.
I don't care who's in office.
For some odd reason, I'm stuck. My
Shit,
wife
he needs to move to Boston.
Nowhere. My kids probably won't want to move. I want to move right now because it's goddamn snowing right now. What the hell is this?
Frankie must have moved to Boston.
Right it's only the start of November and we're already dealing with snow. Damn it.
Yeah,
all right,
all
right. Everyone else got anything they want to get off the chest before we wrapping up on Monday?
Well, yeah, I have something. First of all, if we're going to talk about people dying, Paul Tagliabue from the former NFL commissioner passed away yesterday as well.
I think he was 84.
I think 84. But no, we can't get out of here. We can't get out of here without mentioning the best play of the fucking weekend. The best catch, one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Shit. Go ahead, Gonzo.
Getting the toe tap on the side in the end zone to get the big win Saturday night. One of the best catches I've ever seen in football, period, college or NFL.
I'm getting really sick and tired. I'm getting really sick and tired of you Indiana fans. I
know. I am so sick of it, man.
You better get used to it.
You guys think you could come on a Monday and just be like, oh, look at us with the toe tap and look at us with the comeback.
I'm Indiana. I fell the football program.
Right, Jay? Like, we all know the end to your failures. We all know the end to your failures.
Hey, listen, man. It's like a brand new little toy, man. Oh, Signetti still got the plastic cling wrap around him. They haven't even got that off of his butt yet. He's still out there running around. Good job.
I just want Chris and Tony to know I did egg on Saturday. I did egg on Saturday to get Jay to being what he was against Indiana. I really was. I'm over here like,
I know you was.
You know, I'm over here hyping Jay up and
Frankie.
Jay talking that crap, and then once Indiana, came back and won, I'm just sat back and I'm just thinking like, damn, I'm sorry.
I was paying attention. I was letting the game play out.
Well, people forget Indiana was winning that whole game until 6 minutes left in the game when we made a mistake and they got the lead. It wasn't like they were beating us the whole game. They led the game for a couple minutes.
I didn't get to personally apologize to Jay for hyping you up, Jay. And then, I was giving you times though. I said, there was 8 minutes left and I'm like, there's 6 minutes left. So I'm giving you time, but you didn't listen to my times. You just kept going and going. So I'm over here like, and then at the end, they got you, man. They got you. And I couldn't back you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you know what? In the end, it just goes against my own superstitions. I blame myself. Frankie, you're really irrelevant, like Irrelevant University over there. That's what IU stands for, Irrelevant University. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's irrelevant or if it's last state university. None of that stuff matters. The only thing that matters is Jay McLovin did not follow his superstition. I should never talk crap until the end of the game. I know that. I broke it. Yep. I paid Mr. Pinky came out of the closet and yelled at me and scolded me. It is what it is. Great game, IU. You're still in it. You're still great.
Oh, no, whoa. You ain't getting off that easy. I forgot.
I know. I didn't think I would. I tried to eat a lot of humble pie. And
Jay said, let's wrap it up here.
If you would have lost that game, they would have been out of the playoffs. You ever watch football?
No.
That's the stupidest.
No, I honestly, I don't. I watch Red Zone.
They're ranked number 2 in the nation. They lose one game, they're going to be out of the playoffs.
Get off that damn number 2 bullshit.
Comment I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
first
didn't go
time he
that
won a
far.
Penn State ever.
I didn't go that far. I said that they'll definitely drop out of the top 4, but I didn't go that far. I think
Yeah.
after that point, I stopped talking with Jay. I said,
We'll give you
I know
clemency,
the guy
Frankie.
that
We
is a
can't give
Texas
Jay
fan that
clemency,
had
though.
to go in overtime to beat Kentucky, but he wants to talk about people's schedules.
Yeah,
whoa,
Frankie,
whoa,
we'll give you
whoa,
clemency, but we
whoa,
can't give Jay
whoa.
clemency.
Whoa. I will tell you, and I do believe this. No offense. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I don't give a damn. If IU played my schedule, y'all wouldn't be number 2. I'm gonna be honest with you. Be real. Georgia, Vandy, A&M. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You ain't walking away with number 2. You ain't walking away with and Ohio on top of that.
Who have them teams beat that has a better win than what IU has?
Bama.
Okay, you gotta play the schedule. They're funny. Well, the schedule funny is whack as shit. What does that mean?
No. Who has any of them teams you just mentioned? Who has their win that's better than IU's best win?
Okay, well, you said.
You can't really say that because your schedule isn't the same. I'm trying to say.
He's talking about the best win. He's talking about the best
How about
win.
the teams you've played? Where's your guys' win that's better than IU's win? Show me it.
Who's Georgia's best win?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna find out. Hey, you know what? We're gonna find out.
My point. You don't watch the games. You just proved my point. You don't watch the games because you can't.
I do watch. I don't watch Indiana because I don't get Indiana games here.
Best win.
Texas
best win that's better than IU's win.
Obviously Vanderbilt.
That's a better win.
No.
Okay, that's a better win than IU's wins.
No, I said that. No, I'm saying that's our best win. That's Oklahoma too.
Trash. Hey, IU schedule's so trash. Tell me the win that Texas.
Well, you
has
did beat
better than
Penn
IU.
State, and Penn State was unranked. So let's not go there.
No, we're
You
talking
went to overtime with Kentucky that wasn't ranked, dude. I don't want to hear it. You went to overtime with Mississippi State that ain't ranked. I don't want to ever hear it.
Left turn, Logan.
Who's your best win? Who's your win that's better than our win?
Oh, if you're going to ask me if I think Texas right now is better than IU, I don't. I still think IU or Texas has more
defense. Our schedule's the week. Show me your better win than us.
No, okay, wait a minute. Texas A&M. Texas A&M's best win is Notre Dame.
Damn.
Well, that's true.
So far,
but no, I give you that. I give you that. But okay, well, let's look at Alabama. Look at Georgia. I know they play some pretty good teams.
Georgia's best win is Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi.
Mississippi's a good team.
Mississippi, Oregon, I think is pretty close. I don't know if I can say Mississippi's a lot better than Oregon, or I don't know. They haven't played, but you can't say it's a lot better because Mississippi's ranked what, 4th, 5th, and Oregon's ranked 6th or 7th, so it's very close. So just as far as best wins go, it's all pretty close. As far as best win, Alabama's.
Hey, where was Georgia's win against Ole Miss at?
I think that was probably the one loss they do have.
No, wait, was that in Georgia?
Yeah, it's at home.
Okay. IU's best win's been on the road.
Oregon hadn't lost for a long time at home, and we beat them. But the thing about Alabama, if Alabama didn't lose to Florida State, they're the number 1 team in the country.
Yes, they are. I agree with that 100%.
That's a point.
Frankie said, "I'm done with this shit."
I think Frankie dropped
But
that.
I mean, they are.
Alabama, I believe, has the best wins in the country besides IU. I really believe that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would be number 1 team in the country if they didn't lose to Florida State. Alabama, hands down.
College football.
Yeah, I still can't believe Florida State will beat them.
God, we see what Florida State's on right now. My God.
Yeah.
Got rid of Norvell.
Alabama has the best wins in the country.
No.
IU and Alabama have the best wins in the country. And if you take Alabama as the one their loss to Florida State out, I agree. They would be number 1 right now.
Yeah, number 1, no doubt.
The pageantry that is college football, man.
That's it. That's it. All right, well, guys. Hey, I think that's a good place to wrap things up for today. I think we've covered a lot. We've discussed. We've debated.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Hey, do I have any more ass cheek left? I think Chris done chewed it all off. Is there anything left? Oh, dang, boy! I'll tell you what.
Hey, we'll talk more college football tomorrow, guys. So tune in.
That we will.
EBI, I got PTSD, and I got no ass cheeks from Chris. What the hell?
And with all that, I thank you all for coming on the show here today. Jay McLovin, Big Lynn, Foxborough, Frankie C, and of course Tony and Chris Gonzalez. We've been here on the afternoon show on the Elite Sports Entertainment Network. Once again, if you liked the video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check us out on all the social media channels. You can find that in our link tree, which is in the description of all of our episodes. We thank everyone for tuning in. Of course, Joe, our loyal listener, as always, thank you for coming on here and interacting with all of us. So for the cast and crew here on the afternoon show, take it easy, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see you on